Welcome to the Space and Grace podcast. I am your host, Tanisha Harris, and I am your CHEO, Chief Honesty and Encouragement Officer. Here at Space and Grace, we focus on healing, laughing, thriving, and loving. And we do that by granting ourselves and others the space and grace to evolve in very practical ways. Y'all ready? Let's do this. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Guys, this has been so exciting for me. Things have changed during the recording of so many of the podcasts, but I've grown along the way. And I don't know about you, but growth is important for me. It's the growth for me. Are people still saying that? So today, what are we talking about? I'm recording this in January, but by the time you hear it, it'll be February, the month where we fall off our goals, the month where we get nervous about halfway quarter one, and the month of love. But today, I want to discuss how to move in a world with so many unnecessary guidelines about how our lives should be. This world has everything planned out for us. What our majors should be in college, the job we should accept, when we should get married, the amount of kids we should have. Can't just have one because they'll need a playmate, and you can't have two because that's just even, unless you have a dog. The world even tells us what we can't do at a certain age. All of that is whack with the capital W, and I mean it. Our goal should be to live the life God has set for us, to be in sync with Him, to be so in sync with Him that the world's directives have no impressions on us. We should want to pace ourselves differently. So that's our topic, pacing differently. Pace is the speed or rate at which something happens, changes, or develops, a continuous and consistent speed. And I believe we all have different paces for different reasons. Some of us don't desire to be entrepreneurs. We need doctors and teachers and engineers that look like us. Some of us don't desire to be married. Some of us want to just focus solely on travel. Whatever our hearts desire, for whatever reason, we have to pace ourselves for what works for us. I remember being 19 in college, already having my life planned out. And if you know me, I still have an actual paper planner with the best pens and highlighters. I knew by 25, I would be married, loving on my husband, and having my first child. Mind you, I had every intention of going to medical school. Truth is, I look back at the 19-year-old Niecy, the 25-year-old Niecy. She wasn't ready. She didn't have the capacity to show up for herself, let alone a family. But I allowed society to place this timeline on my heart. And when I didn't achieve it, I felt like a failure. And I spent years trying to make up for it. Society tries to dictate our every move in every season. Our life's wins and whys and hows. Pacing ourselves God's way means we don't always know the next step. But we are spirit-led, not led by logic. Which means we don't make sense of the world by cultural standards, only by His. Haven't you noticed when you do things the way others do, your results are not the same? It doesn't seem to have the same outcome. That's because what is for us is truly for us. Okay, so what should we do to pace ourselves differently? First, talk to God. Ask Him what He has for you and tell Him the desires of your heart. Figure out where they align. Be continuous in prayer. And prayer is just communicating with God. It's a dialogue. Be real with Him. Let Him know what's up. Find you a trusted accountability partner, someone who understands and supports your goal of slowing down and listening to God. Ask them to keep you on track. And define success for yourself and label your own checkpoints. If the goal is to start a podcast, give yourself a deadline to start. Identify that friend that'll hold you accountable. My sister and I started an Instagram account entitled Two Sisters in Jesus. We wanted to restore women's hearts by shifting their perspective of the word and strengthening their identity in Jesus. But we defined our own level of success. Our definition of success: to reach one. With every post, if we reached one person, then great, we are successful. See, the thing about the world's standards and the world's timelines is that they change drastically and rapidly. The world's standards are fleeting. To pace ourselves differently, we need to be grounded in something stable, something never changing. Defining our own successes and identifying our own checkpoints allows us to be in a present moment. It allows us to be truly content and enjoy where we are right now. And when we receive those things we truly want, the job, the marriage, the children, the relocation, the degrees, the promotions, we'll really appreciate them knowing that we worked in partnership with God, the best planner of them all. Okay, guys, that is it. You know, I like to keep it short and sweet. Thank you so much for rocking with me. As always, if you have any questions or topic ideas, please send me topic ideas. Email me at Space and Grace Podcast. That's space AND Grace Podcast at gmail.com. So that's it, guys. That wraps up today's episode. Remember, Space and Grace focuses on healing, laughing, thriving, and loving. We want to show the beauty and strength in offering space and grace to every aspect of our lives. Y'all ready? Let's do this.